good. The House Committee on Economic Development and Small Business will come to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Chair Hoskins.
Here.
Representatives Grant. Whitsett.
Here.
Neely.
Here.
Liberati.
Here.
Kofia. Farhat.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Tisdale.
Here.
Van Werkum.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Roth.
Here.
St. Germain.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have 11 members present, a quorum.
All right, thank you. All right, let's just get rocking and rolling. I think I see Senator Hertel. All right. First order of business today, we're going to take up Senator Hertel's bill, Senate Bill 700. And of course, we have the senator here to testify on it. So, Senator, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, members. Thank you for taking up Senate Bill 700, and I will try to be as brief as possible. I know you have a jam-packed agenda. This really is a pretty simple bill to address something that's occurred in part of my district and help a small downtown area be able to grow with some of the other work we've been doing in this community. It would only impact a few areas of the state, and it would allow a downtown development district, so any city, township, village that has one, it would allow them to have a second one if the areas where these districts occur are separated by a body of water. And so if you're familiar with Harson's Island, which is at the northern end of my district, and if you're not, I encourage you to go there. It's a beautiful place. It's very unique. It exists in the largest freshwater delta anywhere in the world on the border of Lake St. Clair. But Harson's Island is fully within Clay Township. Clay Township does have a current downtown development authority on the mainland portion of their township. They also have a small downtown on Harson's Island that has went through many challenges over the last few decades, but we are working with them to try to provide them the tools necessary to grow. And they have been able to do some pretty incredible things with a new shop opening up, a new bar and restaurant, and a couple other things in the works. This, allowing them to have, the Clay Township to have this second downtown development district would allow them to then have the tax capture in that area as well and make investments that will help that area grow. So, as I said, I think it only impacts a few very specific areas here in the state, but this is one that I believe would be positively impacted by this legislation. So, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'd be happy to take any questions.
All right, thank you, Senator. Do we have any questions for the senator? Oh, Representative Roth.
Find the button there. Good morning, Senator. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kevin, you know how, Senator, any idea how this took place? What water was a separation? Do we know? Because I have two in northern Michigan, obviously.
Yeah, I think we were trying to find, given the uniqueness of this area, trying to find what that specific attribute would be that would allow for a second district. And being that, you know, if you come and experience Clay Township, Harson's Island is a very different part of that township. You take a ferry to get there, and so they are not, while they're close to each other, they're not directly contiguous to each other. And so that body of water separating those two areas is what creates that uniqueness, but also the need for that second district as well, because for the folks that live on Harson's Island, about 700 full-time residents, and then that number explodes in the summer months with a lot of cottages there. The need for that specific district on the island is something that will benefit them, but they can't have today, simply because there already is one existing on the mainland. We didn't want to allow, if you are just a simple mainland community and you wanted one downtown district on one end of town and one on the other end of town, that might create other significant challenges. We thought that body of water was a significant factor in creating the need for this.
Mackinac Island and Beaver Island, both are township owned.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, that's the right way to say it, but township. So, yeah, just curious on that if you knew why originally it was done. But it's all good. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Representative.
Any other questions for Senator Hertel? All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you so much. Read some cards in. Now wishing to speak in support of the bill, Judy Allen from Michigan Township Association. Also, Joanne Wisely from the Michigan Township Association. Not wishing to speak in neutral, Peter Mormon from the Michigan Department of Treasury. All right, committee will go at ease at the call of the chair. All right, the committee will come to order. Next, we're gonna start the process for voting for some of the bills. We are going to start with just adopting, not adopting yet, but we're gonna speak to Representative Farhat's bill, 5463, dealing with micro businesses. Dealing with micro businesses. We have a substitute for that bill. Representative Farhat, did you want to speak to that substitute?
Thank you, Chair. For the substitute in front of the committee members, it simply clarifies the definition and removes the requirement, the fiscal requirement of MEDC to staff an office. So this adds a definition into the Michigan Strategic Fund so that they have a codified term for 10 or fewer businesses to help guide their decision-making when it comes to offering business incentives, support services, and things like that for micro businesses in our state.
All right, thank you. And two cards that read in. Not wishing to speak in support of the bill, Bree Anderson from MEDC, and not wishing to speak in support of the bill, Jacob Manning from the Small Business Association. All right, well, committee will go back at ease at the call of the chair. All right. The committee will come back to order. All right, we are going to vote to adopt Representative Farhat Sub for House Bill 5463. Let's see. Representative Miller moves to adopt the H3 sub for House Bill 5463. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
On the motion to adopt the substitute, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witsett.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Yes.
Sophia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 11 yeas, 2 nays, no pass. The motion prevails.
All right. Representative Grant moves to report HB 463 favorably, substitute H3. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witsett.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Yes.
Sophia.
Pass.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
Pass.
Martin.
No.
Roth.
Pass.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 7 yeas, 3 nays, 3 pass. The motion prevails.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next, we're going to start voting out the price gouging package sponsored by me and Representative Pohusky. We have some substitutes for the bill that we're going to adopt. We've been working with our partners in the Senate to make some changes, working with stakeholders to try to get them into a better place. Again, we've been working on this legislation, Senator Moss and I, for about 7 years, and hoping to really make sure that people during a time of crisis are not being taken advantage of by unscrupulous actors. It's a very small minority of people and businesses that do that, but we want to make sure they are protected. And again, this is something that brings us in line with over 30 other states in the country. As I mentioned last week, Texas and Florida and North Carolina, they're all using this, boasting about it during their, when they were having hurricanes a few months ago. So we hope that these are implemented and help protect people. Some of the changes that we are put in this bill, put in the House bill, one, we have raised the threshold for the trigger for price gouging. It was at 10%. We've raised it to 15%. We've added language in there that says that this will only impact a business that's in a county, city, or township subjected to a state of declaration of a state of emergency. We put in a language about confidentiality. If there is anything that's produced, any testimony taken, any materials found, it's going to be kept confidential by the Attorney General, local prosecutors. We worked with our friends, our hotelers, people in the lodging industry, and added language, removing language dealing with seasonal changes. Realizing that there's fluctuations that can happen depending on when something is coming up, when events are happening, so we took out that language. We had some people from municipally owned utilities that had concerns, so we want to make sure that we added language to address their concerns. And we want to make sure that if there is an issue where a state of emergency went on for such a longer period of time, the Attorney General will have the authority to end and suspend the enforcement of the statute. So with that, Representative Grant moves to adopt the H2 sub for House Bill 5895. Would the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to adopt, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witset.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Yes.
Kofia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 10 yeas, 2 nays, 1 pass. The substitute H2 is adopted.
All right, thank you. And Representative Liberati moves to report House Bill 5895 favorably with the H2 sub. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witset.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Pass.
Kofia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
No.
Martin.
No.
Roth.
No.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, 7 yeas, 5 nays, 1 pass. The motion prevails.
All right, thank you. I should probably also add that this is, I'm sure we're still going to be working on this bill, even as it hits the floor, and probably when it gets to the Senate as well. But with that, Representative Farhat moves to adopt the H2 sub for House Bill 5896. Will the clerk please call the
On
roll?
the motion to adopt substitute, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witset.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Yes.
Kofia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
No.
Martin.
Pass.
Roth.
No.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 8 yeas, 4 nays, 1 pass. The motion prevails.
All right. Representative Miller moves to report House Bill 5896 favorably with substitute H2. Would the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witset.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Pass.
Kofia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
No.
Martin.
No.
Roth.
No.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, 7 yeas, 5 nays, 1 pass. The motion prevails.
All right, thank you. Representative Neely moves to adopt the H3 sub for House Bill 5897. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to adopt, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witset.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Yes.
Kofia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
No.
Martin.
No.
Roth.
No.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 8 yeas, 5 nays, no pass. The motion prevails.
All right, and Representative Kofia moves to report House Bill 5897 favorably as substitute H3. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant. Witset.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Pass.
Kofia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
No.
Van Workum.
No.
Martin.
No.
Roth.
No.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, 7 yeas, 5 nays, 1 pass. The motion prevails.
All right, thank you. Oh, there are cards to read in. Not wishing to speak, opposing the bill, Jacob Manning on behalf of the Small Business Association. Not wishing to speak in opposition of the bill, Marcus Keach from the Grand Rapids Chamber. All right, next we're going to move on to House Bill 4843, sponsored by Representative Ayash. We heard testimony on this last year, October 3rd of 2023. Representative Ayash is going to come up and talk about some potential amendments we're going to have on this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. So this legislation before you obviously is the click to cancel legislation and requiring that companies give notices to customers when they are paying for a subscription or a service. So we are still actively working on the notice portion of the legislation. I know several stakeholders have reached out to me with questions around how soon or how frequent some of these notices should be. The legislation before you currently has that as every 30 days that there should be a notice sent to customers. We are working to find a reasonable way that can effectively let folks know if they are paying for subscriptions, but we are not going to make any changes as it relates to the click to cancel and the ability for folks to get out of a subscription in the same way they got in. If all it takes is a credit card number and a subscribe button, then you should be able to cancel in the same manner. So we anticipate that there will be some floor amendments on this legislation with respect to the notices, moving beyond 30 days. But I just wanted to give you all the update for that legislation, Mr. Chair, and if there's any questions, at your permission, I'd be happy to answer.
Sure. Are there any questions for Representative Ayash? Representative Van Workum.
Can you explain to us the amendments that we expect on the, you said it was going to be on the floor, not before this committee?
Correct.
Can you enlighten the committee what these are going to be?
I already did. I said we're going to talk about potential extensions of the notice, extending the time for how frequent the notices have to be. So from 30 days to a longer period. But we are still in negotiations with stakeholders on that, so I cannot give you definitive time. But it will be more than 30 days.
Okay, you're all set there? Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, got a couple of cards to read in. Not wishing to speak in opposition to the bills. Ashurian. Not wishing to speak in opposition to the bills. Marcus Keach from the Grand Rapids Chamber. And not wishing to speak in support of the bills, the Michigan Department of Attorney General. With that, Representative Farhat moves to report House Bill 4843 favorably. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witsett.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Pass.
Kofia.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
Pass.
Van Workum.
No.
Martin.
No.
Roth.
No.
St. Germain.
No.
Mr. Chair, 7 yeas, 4 nays, 2 pass, the motion prevails.
All right, thank you. With that, the committee will go at ease, the call of the chair. All right, the committee will come back to order. Next, we're going to vote out Senate Bill 700, which is heard today from Senator Hertel. Let's see, if Representative Grant moved to report Senate Bill 700 favorably. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report Senate Bill 700, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant.
Yes.
Witsett.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Liberati.
Yes.
Kofia.
Yes.
Yes. Farhat.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Tisdale.
Pass.
Van Workum.
Pass.
Martin.
Pass.
Roth.
Pass.
St. Germain.
Pass.
Mr. Chair, 8 yeas, no nays, 5 pass, the motion prevails.
All right, we are going to wait for some substitutes for some bills to come, so the committee will go at ease at the call of the chair. All right, the committee will come back to order. We're still waiting for some changes for bills, so I am going to go at ease. I'm going to go at ease until after session this afternoon. I don't know when that will be. I know some people want to hear some of the bills coming up, so I wish I can give you a definitive time. Session doesn't have a set end time, but we will come back and adopt some of the changes for these bills. So with that, the committee will go at ease.